Hi, my name is Chris Cadham. I'm currently a doctoral candidate at the University of Michigan School of Public Health in the Department of Health Management and Policy. I'm a trainee member of the Center for the Assessment of Tobacco Regulations, working primarily with the Research Assessment and Input Development cores. I have a fairly diverse set of research interests. Methodologically, my interests are in using computational models to evaluate health policy and clinical interventions, with a particular focus on using cost-effectiveness analysis. I do this work in a variety of topic areas, including cancer prevention and control, lung diseases, and of course, tobacco control. My work in tobacco control is primarily focused on evaluating cessation interventions and understanding the effects of regulations on flavored tobacco products. What unites all of these different avenues of research is the use of computational modeling. I'm fascinated by modeling as a tool to not only project the potential costs and effects of public health and health policy interventions, but also how modeling can be used to understand the complex interactions between different factors that impact the outcomes of health interventions. My journey into the world of tobacco regulatory science was largely a fluke. Following my master's in public health, I was interested in finding a job that would give me more research experience in cost effectiveness analysis and modeling. I started working at Georgetown University as part of the Cancer Intervention and Surveillance Modeling Network, CISNET. I was originally hired to work as part of the breast group, which conducts research on population level impacts of breast cancer screening and treatment programs. However, there were some researchers at Georgetown who were working on clinical trials of smoking cessation and lung cancer screening. So I ended up having the opportunity to take a leading role on a project that was evaluating the anticipated cost effectiveness of integrating smoking cessation interventions into the lung cancer screening setting. It was then that I got to work with some folks at CAsToR, and I started working with them more formally afterwards. And I've continued working with CAsToR throughout my PhD. I've got two main pieces of advice for folks who are interested in tobacco regulatory science and or modeling. The first is to look for great collaborators. The main reason that I've continued to work in tobacco regulatory science is not because the questions are interesting. And don't get me wrong, the questions are really interesting and they can have a huge impact on public health. But I've stayed in the tobacco control space because I really enjoy working with all of my various team members at CAsToR. It's a really interdisciplinary group, and it's so great to be able to learn from so many fantastic researchers. My second piece of advice would be to say yes to as many of the different research opportunities that come your way as you can. You never know which one of these projects might inspire you to keep working in a field or move your research in a new direction. For me, taking on a broad set of research projects has really allowed me to reflect on which aspects of research I enjoy and which are areas that I might want to explore more in the future, all while gaining a lot of really important experience. During my master's, I never would have guessed I would end up in the field of tobacco regulatory science, but it's been a truly rewarding and educational experience. I would have never ended up here if I wasn't willing to step outside of my comfort zone and say yes to all of the different variety of opportunities that have come my way. Thanks for listening.